Stop making excuses. My name is Cantey. I'm an executive coach and a podcast host. And today I want to share with you what I learned last week from one of my clients who is just a major rock star. I'm very impressed with what this leader and some other leaders are doing. And when I quite frankly just asked this person, how are you able to get this much stuff done? How are you able to stay this calm given everything you have going on at work, at home, everywhere in between? And when I asked this question, how are you able to get this much done? This person came back and said it's a very simple, very calm, very um, reflective answer. The answer was, I have stopped taking excuses from myself and from others. What if life was that easy? What if we could get so much more done in our day and leading other teams if we stopped making and accepting excuses from ourselves and from others? It's very easy to sit here and to be able to explain that that's all we need to do, but really, if you've got the courage, the humility, the discipline to be able to really step up and do this and really stop accepting the excuses that we give ourselves and the excuses that we're getting from others, you may be able to gain a large amount of time in your day and in your life. And I don't know if the trade-off is worth it for you or not, but it definitely has me thinking this past weekend, where am I making excuses for myself? And where am I making excuses to where I'm accepting other people to tell me what their excuses are? And while this sounds like an uber simple line, it's just not always that easy to be able to stop the excuses and step up and own it. My name is Cantey. I'm an executive coach and a podcast host. And I work with teams, I work with individuals, I work with leaders in businesses, and we create measurable leadership change using practical applications. And by using practical applications, our clients are able to achieve their results and maintain their results for the long term. I'm thrilled with the work that they're doing. And this past week, I had a number of coaching calls, and I just wanted to share some of the insights that I gained. The first one that I gained is stop making excuses for ourselves and for others. And I just thought, that's so profound and so simple and so needed sometimes that I wanted to figure out a way to incorporate it today. Also, I wanted to share an upcoming event that I'm going to be hosting on Monday, May the 27th, on the LinkedIn Live on my profile here. And that's going to be a business vitality masterclass. It will be 90 minutes. It's free, it's live. And I'm going to be able to share with you best practices of what is keeping businesses vital year over year, month after month, day after day. It's the same stuff that we've got to do, yet it's sometimes the easy stuff or the simple stuff that's not always easy. So if you're interested, visit my page, sign up for the event. I would love to see you there. If you have questions ahead of time, send that to me. But again, it's going to be Monday, May 22nd from 1:30 until 3. And that's going to be in Eastern time. And it's called the Business Vitality Masterclass. My name is Cantey. I'm an executive coach and a podcast host. I have a black lab who is having a dream next to me. She's running through the fields. I can feel it. I have the yard man next door. They finally showed up to finish some work. And so it's another day. We got a lot of different things going on, but I'm just determined we're going to continue with these LinkedIn Lives and continue to show up. So if you listen closely, you can hear there's a lot going on. What I've learned this past week with the coaching clients that I had, the calls that I had, my favorite was stop making excuses for me and for others. And that is allowing other people to be able to really excel in their leadership growth and excel in the management of the teams. Something that I wanted to share that I thought was kind of fun is that we're not born having a poor attitude or having poor leadership skills. How often have we sat in rooms and people just said, yeah, I was just born this way? Or they have something, they receive some feedback, and the answer is, yeah, I was just born this way. This is just who I am. But really, if you're a poor communicator, a poor listener, a poor speaker, a poor anything, you're not born that way. And I think it's kind of fun to kind of throw some humor in here. And the humor is poor communication, poor listening. This is not a birth defect. This is not like a big problem that you were born with. You were not born this way. You just choose to continue to live this way. You choose not to listen. You choose to only hear what you want to hear. And sometimes we can have a little fun if the space is a place where we're allowed to just kind of ebb and flow in discussion and just kind of jokingly mention, like I did last week to a group that I was presenting to on communication and breaking down silos within an organization. I just jokingly said, we're here to talk about communication. And the good news is poor communication is not a birth defect. It's not something that we're truly born with that we have to overcome. If we choose to work at it and continue to get a little bit better every day, and just like with these LinkedIn Lives, like I've started this and I continue to show up every Monday to do these. It's not always perfect, but I'm determined to just keep showing up and have the discipline to keep trying new things. And you guys have watched me kind of try things over the past few months. Here we are in May. It's hard to believe this is already May, but 5 months into doing LinkedIn Lives every Monday. And I'm no perfect person when it comes to this, but I'm here showing up and sharing with you. And that's my hope for you is just to continue to show up and do your best. And know that if you have a bad day, if you feel that there's poor communication, there's poor listening skills that are taking place, just know that you're not just the way you're this way. You're not born this way. We get to choose what it is that we want to do and how we want to respond. So I just wanted to throw some humor in there in regards to that. My name is Catherine Cantey. I'm an executive coach and a podcast host of Business Vitality. And I encourage you to dial into any of the Business Vitality podcasts. We're recording new episodes tomorrow and Wednesday for the coming months. So I'm excited to get to hear some more stories of what people are doing to keep their businesses remaining vital. So many years, there's some really good basic core things that people are doing in regards to leadership, in regards to business. And it doesn't always have to be some new innovative idea. Sometimes we just got to get back to the business basics. And that's what we celebrate on the Business Vitality podcast. And then also on May 22nd here on LinkedIn Live, I'm going to teach a 90-minute class of just basic principles on what folks are doing, what our clients are doing in order for them to create success. So I would love to see you there. And again, it'll be at the Monday, May 22nd, 1:30 Eastern, 1:30 until 3. Please go ahead and sign up. I'd love to just go ahead and get to see you there. So the second thing I wanted to share with you today is accountability is not micromanagement. So I was working with a group, and sometimes when we come across that we want to hold people accountable, people are getting that word and they're switching it up with micromanagement. And I want to just pause the belief that accountability is micromanagement because it is not. Accountability is not micromanagement. Accountability can actually give you things in your life. Accountability can give you some peace of mind. Accountability can give you more time in the day. Accountability can give you some freedom. The reason I say that is if we hold people accountable and if we have clear expectations of what each one of us is going to deliver, then we don't have to keep going back and treating it as micromanagement and making sure that they're going to be following back up with us. We're all adults, and unless we've, burned bridges along the way, I think it's fair for us to be able to talk to another adult and just say, hey, I need this answer by the end of the day, May the 2nd, which is a Tuesday, end of day. I define end of day as 5 p.m. Eastern. Other people define end of day as midnight. So if you need to refine what that time is, then go ahead and do that. But I think if we have clear expectations of like what it is that we're looking for, the end goal, we create accountability, we create clarity, and it eliminates the micromanagement. If we know that someone is just working on a project, but we don't know when it's going to get done, we don't have any clear defined set times and delivery and mutual understanding, the micromanagement gets incredibly worse because I don't know when I'm going to receive that report. I don't know when I'm going to receive that update. And so I continue to live in my mind and wonder, are they going to send it to me today? Well, I'll shoot them a note. Is it done yet? No, it's not done yet. Okay, I'll send them a note tomorrow. Is it done yet? No, it's not done yet. So if we keep going back to somebody and checking in with them because we have no idea how much time they need, then it becomes micromanaging. And really, if we can reduce just that constant back and forth, think how many hours a day you're having to think about something, whether or not it's been finished, whether or not it's been turned in. So we need to just think about it. Are we creating a micromanagement opportunity, or are we creating an option for accountability? And again, it boils down to communication. And before I get into that, I want to share an idea that I've learned recently. It's called committed action. Committed action is where two parties are able to come together and create an agreement on who's going to do what by what date and by what time. It's committed action by both people that we both understand what's going to be happening and by what date and by what time. When we do that, it allows me to get back to the work and it allows the other person to not worry about it until that day and until that time. It reduces the appearance of micromanagement. If you haven't tried committed action, I would encourage you to do it. It's a game changer. It's something that you can do not only at work, but you can also do at home. For those of you just joining, my name is Catherine Cantey. I'm an executive coach and a podcast host of Business Vitality. I work with teams and individuals, businesses, and we work to create measurable leadership change. We do that using practical applications, which are creating accelerated results and sustained results for the long term. The work that we're doing is also going to be shared on May 22nd at 1:30, the same LinkedIn Live times as always. And what we're going to be doing is from 1:30 to 3 Eastern on Monday, May 22nd, I'm going to create or teach a masterclass around business vitality. It's going to be based off of the 20 plus years of my corporate experiences, based off many types of communication and building talent and ways to keep growing. And my way of doing this is to keep paying it forward. So during this masterclass, I'll be sharing some of the best practices that I've learned that allow my clients then to be successful. So you'll get to have a 90-minute window of some of the work that we're doing. Something else I wanted to share with you today is communication. So we've talked a little bit about poor leadership, poor communication is not a birth defect. It's not just the way you were born. We've talked a little bit about accountability is not micromanagement. And what I want to talk about now is communication. Communication keeps coming up over and over and over again. And do we even have the courage, the humility, and the discipline to say that we're working on communication? I have a great amount of respect for a group of leaders that I met with last week who are working together very well and they want to just take it a little bit further. To take it a little bit further, they want to create even more open communication among the teams. It takes a lot of courage to be able to stand up and say, "Hey, I want to get a little bit better." It's definitely going to take a lot of humility to say, "I'm good at what I'm doing, but I just want to get a little bit better," and the discipline to keep showing up and to continue to have the conversations. So a lot of this courage, discipline, and humility, it comes from my mentor, my teacher, Marshall Goldsmith, who is behind Stakeholder Center Coaching, and he trained me to be one of the coaches that works with clients, with teams, and individuals to create measurable leadership change. And when we look at the kind of people we want to work with, we do want to work with the people that have the courage, the discipline, and humility to create this new chapter for them, this new opportunity for growth. And really, to be so clear, a lot of the stuff you may be thinking, this is not a new idea. It doesn't need to be a new idea. We just need ideas that work. And communication and being clearly communicative to other people, it works. It removes the barriers, it removes the fuzzy haze, it creates clarity. And as Brene Brown likes to say, clear is kind. So, what if we were able to take communications and really refine it and know what the clear ask is? You've heard me talk about this in the past. I've worked with some leaders where they give me a 20-minute definition of what their question is, and then they ask how to help. And I don't know how to help because I got a 20-minute dissertation of everything that was going on in their life and I could literally take it anywhere. But if we want to be kind to other people, we need to have a very clear ask. We need to have a very clear communication pattern. As Oscar Tromboni shared with us in one of my Business Vitality podcasts, we can only speak at 125 words per minute. Our brains are processing at 900 words per minute. There are times in our lives that we hear people talking, and it is like their brain is still working at 900 words a minute. And we need to get them to refine the message, refine the communication, because we can only speak at 125 words. And if we're thinking at 900 and we're speaking at 125 words per minute, there's going to be a lot of confusion. Something that my clients and I work on are clarity breaks. And how can you take just a few minutes every day? And it usually starts with 5 minutes, and people say, I don't even have 5 minutes. But do you have 5 minutes just to create a clear ask, clear communication? And what turns out is what turns into 5 minutes of I didn't have any time to I have got to find an hour every week to shut off the cell phone, to turn off the laptop, to sit in a room with a whiteboard and write everything that needs to be captured. The people that are taking the time to plan are becoming better communicators. They're becoming more efficient with the work that they're doing. And the results are exponential, what they're able to do in a very short period of time. And when I say short period of time, I'm talking about anywhere from 90 to 180 days would be above average. But then we also have folks that want to create that sustained change. And so I'll work with them for a good solid 12 months to create that change and that new behavior that they want to. And what we've also found, and you probably know this better than anybody else, is the one and done trainings, they don't work. We go into the training, we've removed the cell phone, removed everything that was the noise in the office, and we're gun ho, we're focused on this topic. We're fully engaged. We leave the room, we go back to the office, and the world just continues to blow up. And we have to go back into responding. And so the work that I'm doing with my clients is not a one and done. We do the work, but then we create accountability sessions, not micromanagement, but grown up accountability sessions. Please reflect by these dates what it is that you're trying and you're learning. And then future focused, what do you want to do going forward as a result of what you've learned? It's creating better communication among the team. It's creating improved work conditions. People are able to get so much more done in such a shorter period of time by being able to find that reflective time. For those of you dialing in or listening, my name is Catherine Cantey. I'm an executive coach and a podcast host of Business Vitality. We have a Business Vitality Mastermind group or masterclass coming up at the end of May, May 22nd, from 1:30 to 3. It'll be on my LinkedIn Live page. And I just want to continue to pay forward all of these opportunities that people have taught me along the way. And having these LinkedIn Live sessions allows me to continue to pay it forward. And then also this master class that I'm going to be teaching 90 minutes at the end of this month, May 22nd, from 1:30 to 3, is an opportunity for me to teach a little bit about what we're doing with my clients. So if you want to take just an abbreviated class, it's free, it's available. You'll be able to just dial in and be able to take notes, take what you want, and implement what you would like. This is my way to keep paying it forward. I have had so many people that have invested in me and my time. I'm forever grateful. These folks are now retired. They're doing, whatever they want to do now. How do I pay it forward to the work that they've done for me? This is my way. My way is to keep paying it forward and sharing with other people. So, as we close this out, I wanted to just kind of quickly recap. I asked a leader last week, how are they able to get so much done? This was during one of our coaching calls. And the answer was profoundly simple. I have stopped making excuses for myself and for others. They are no longer making or accepting excuses. Also, I wanted to share with you today was that our poor leadership is not a birth defect. Our poor communication is not a birth defect. These are things that we choose to overcome if we want to. We can become a better listener. We can become a better communicator if that's something that we get to choose to do. Also, accountability is not micromanagement. Accountability is setting clear expectations for both parties to know when the work's going to be done, by what time, and by what date. And also, I want to encourage open and clear communication, because what it's going to do, it's going to open up doors. Communication is going to open up doors, and it's going to reduce the anxiety. And as we close out, I want to ask you, do you have the courage to share what it is that you want to get better at? And do you have the courage to listen to others, to the suggestions of what it's going to take? And do you have the courage to implement these small steps of change along the way? Because that's where change happens. It changes with us when we decide that we own this future, we own this life that we're in, and we decide what small change it is that we want to make each day. And from there, we can create a little bit of momentum and it gets a little bit better every day, a little bit easier every day. But the first step is the hardest step. Thank you for being here. My name is Catherine Cantey. I am an executive coach, podcast host. I work with, or podcast host for Business Vitality. I work with teams and individuals, businesses, and leaders to create measurable leadership change. We do that using practical applications. It's allowing our clients to create accelerated and sustained results. At the end of this month, on May 22nd, we are going to have a Business Vitality Masterclass from 1:30 to 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, a 90-minute free class here on LinkedIn Live. And I'll be teaching what I teach my clients, so you'll have an abbreviated version. I'd love to see you there. If you're interested, send me a note, send me a message, post the comments below, or just go to my page and sign up. And I look forward to seeing you there. Thanks so much for being here. Bye.